Hello and welcome. I'm Tony Trongone, Superintendent, Millville Public Schools, here to provide you with another update of the Weekly 3 with Tony T. In this week's session, we'll have 3 topics, one being Wellness Week, 2 will be the New Jersey Department of Ed's Start Strong assessment, and 3rd would be COVID testing and community pods. Our first topic is Wellness Week. So the month of October is Wellness Month. Last week we focused on the Week of Respect, and this week is Wellness Week. And so during Wellness Week, we learn about the importance of being well in our mind, body, and emotions. And this week we focus on ways we can be well and help others be well too, such as turn off all your electronics, shut your eyes, and take a deep breath, or simply say something nice to someone. And looking forward to next week, which will be School Violence Awareness Week, we actually have pictured here Officer Kenny at Mount Pleasant interacting with our students. And simply put, during School Violence Awareness Week, we learn how we can all prevent school violence from happening. The next topic is the Start Strong State Assessment. So we all know we're living in unprecedented times, and we're aware that over the past 18 months, there have been chunks of time where there was no in-person instruction or no instruction, and so we need to fill those gaps for our students. And so we need to meet the students where they are, but we need the data for each child to know where they are so we can meet them and inform our instruction moving forward. And that's the purpose of the Start Strong State Assessment. So we look forward to getting those results and then having Millville Public Schools moving forward, our kids from Millville Public Schools moving forward and providing them with an excellent instructional program. So our next topic is COVID testing and community pods. So through the executive order issued by the governor, all staff who are unvaccinated must be tested for COVID once a week. But a byproduct of that service that we're getting, we're having community pods in the community for our community to get tested. And those pods are free. They will ask you for certain paperwork, like if you have insurance. But again, they have telemedicine, so you don't have to go to your doctor before you go there. They'll handle all that telemedicine piece so you can get the test administered right away. But also, there's a whole nother phenomenon going here, and it isn't positive cases and close contact. It's about COVID-like symptoms. What does that mean? Well, the state has come up with a framework that we have to have students leave school on a certain day, and at least for 10 days, and sometimes even 14 days, because they have COVID-like symptoms. And again, this is not a Millville Public Schools policy, this is the state policy. So our nurses have to, when they identify whatever that symptom is, your child is sent home, and many of you are already aware of it. So they have to go home and they have to quarantine for 10 or 14 days, depending upon the status of the state in regard to the COVID rate. By providing this service to our families, we're able to get kids who are healthy and do not present COVID. They might have a cold or an allergy, which is a COVID symptom, or a cough, but they're not positive for COVID. After 24 hours, they can come back and not wait 10 to 14 days. And so we're really happy about providing that service as we're living through this pandemic. And again, we'll stay tuned for whatever comes next, but we're reacting to it and making sure we provide you with the services needed to have our kids back in school. Again, these pods are located, one right now is on 7th Street at the Millville Public Schools maintenance garage, and the other is located on Archer Street at the Wood School. And again, we're going to have a mobile lab that can come to some of the schools, but right now it'll just be at the Child Family Center. And stay tuned for more news about that. But again, this is an ever-evolving process, and we're going to do whatever is best for our students and for our community. And like I said, stay tuned. And a shout out to our nurses. One can't say enough about the job they've done since we've come back to in-person learning. So everyone knows about the typical responsibilities of a school nurse and addressing the needs of our students and their medical conditions. But add to that living and working in a pandemic and dealing with identifying positive cases, dealing with COVID-like symptoms, dealing with the paperwork that goes on with working with the guidelines of the Cumberland County Department of Health, and more. And so Mr. Godfrey and the Human Resources Department and his staff are looking in ways to support our nurses as we move forward. So stay tuned for what we'll do there. But again, thank you to our nurses for the job that they're doing, keeping our kids safe, but also keeping school open. Our kids are in for a full day, 5 days a week, and we can't say enough for the support and that they provided our school district during these times. So thank you. And for some dates, so Monday, October 18th, we'll have our board meeting at 6:30. On Thursday, October 21st, we'll have Miss Holly City at Lakeside Middle School Auditorium. Doors open at 5:30. The event will start at 6. And then I'll be getting my first leg of a listening tour. And I'm purposely using the word listening tour because I won't be presenting. I want to have feedback from the community. So I'll start off at that day, which will be, my first will be at the high school on October 27th with the faculty after school. And then later on that day at 6 o'clock that night, I'll be on the 27th. I'm looking forward to have folks from the high school, parents from the high school there to provide me feedback of what's going really good at Millville schools and maybe what's not going so well. In closing, go Bolts.